After proposing the idea, cryptocurrency reserve, the US recently made headlines by deciding on a Bitcoin strategic reserve. A significant question has been raised by this ruling. Why choose Bitcoin instead of XRP? I'm delving into two important areas in today's video. Bitcoin's perception by the government contrasts with the technical facts of these systems. Anyone interested in the government's perspective and the technical differences between Bitcoin and XRP should watch this. Are you sick of phony gurus who pretend to be knowledgeable traders but never engage in live trading? I trade live on the second biggest cryptocurrency exchange where results are unfake and everything is clear. I have continuously closed each month in profit for more than 440 days. My followers have made over 70% profit with only 4% drawdown in the last 90 days alone. Results that have been verified, not just claims. Do you wish to view my confirmed statistics? Start duplicating my trades for free right now by clicking the first link in my profile. You'll know more about the XRP ledger protocol, how it compares to Bitcoin, and why these distinctions are important. Prepare to advance your understanding of cryptocurrency with this intriguing analysis. Let me begin this video by providing a brief explanation. Some people I've found think that setting up a Bitcoin strategic reserve is a poor idea. It's not, I assure you. Actually, I think this is a huge victory for the Bitcoin community as a whole. This lays the groundwork for future cryptocurrency reserves, and I firmly believe that this will continue to develop. It seems sense that the US government has called for Bitcoin to be the first. It's still early. Furthermore, Bitcoin is the most well-known choice with the least amount of debate. I believe it's a wise first step, one that is cautious yet important. I do have some questions now, mostly regarding the process of making decisions. However, it is not criticism to pose those questions. It involves comprehending the reasoning behind making Bitcoin the exclusive topic of discussion. This move, in my opinion, represents a significant advancement for the space. And I want to honor that while learning more about the decision's motivations. While I do agree with some of the ideas, I believe others require further investigation. Treating Bitcoin as something completely different from other cryptocurrencies is one area that definitely requires more research. It's like telling the US government to put fruit in one reserve and apples in another, in my opinion. It simply doesn't make sense. Why not keep all of the precious fruit in one location? It seems superfluous to say something that is basically the same. This is where my viewpoint differs from that of a large portion of the market. Bitcoin isn't essentially any different from other cryptocurrencies, in my opinion. Indeed, compared to other protocols, Bitcoin has special features that make it a great reserve asset, such as a highly dispersed token supply. However, I still see it as a component of the larger crypto ecosystem rather than a separate subset. This doesn't, in my opinion, substantially distinguish Bitcoin from other cryptocurrencies. The game of distribution is short-term. All well-designed protocols will eventually witness the complete distribution of their tokens. Because distribution is constantly changing, even while the distribution argument is valid right now, it won't have much of an impact in the long term. While Ripple continues to lessen its dominance over XRP as they have stated since day one, someone may amass a sizable collection of Bitcoin. These dynamics are ever changing. The primary distinction between XRP and Bitcoin's approaches to distribution is seen in their tactics. Bitcoin has one simple objective: allow everyone to join, mine without restriction, and swiftly disseminate the tokens widely. Although perhaps not the correct many, this tactic proved excellent for getting Bitcoin into the hands of a large number of people. Although it was successful in providing broad access, it might not have been successful in reaching the people who could promote its uptake and usefulness. To be honest, the majority of the big players who are interested in Bitcoin are only now joining the fray. The problem is that most of Bitcoin has already been dispersed, so there isn't much left for the bigger players to claim. The XRP ledger used a whole different strategy. Smart distribution was more important than merely producing a token. The objective, make sure the appropriate persons receive the token. Although it is accessible to all, the design makes sure that there is still enough to provide chances in the future. It's not a case of, oops, sorry, all the tokens are gone if one want to be a significant player in the XRP ecosystem, as opposed to Bitcoin, which, let's face it, distributed its tokens to tech-savvy enthusiasts who were ahead of the curve early on. The XRP ledger adopted a more progressive stance. It acknowledged that sizable commitment will eventually be required by systemically important organizations such as governments and financial institutions. Therefore, XRP made sure there would be plenty set aside for the important players who would influence its destiny rather than hurrying to swamp the market. I think that the way these networks were established is one of the main distinctions. I frequently argue against it, particularly when arguing that Bitcoin should be treated differently from other cryptocurrencies. There was an intriguing statement made by David Sachs. The only cryptocurrency without an issuer is Bitcoin. We have no idea how that happened. And to be really honest, I shake my head a little whenever I hear that. Consider it. It wasn't like Bitcoin appeared overnight. Bitcoin was created by humans, just like the XRP ledger. The two networks got off to the same start. A collection of people united to create a centralized entity. What's the difference? Both networks developed over time, becoming increasingly decentralized. Although the specifics of the Genesis legends may differ, the principles aren't as enigmatic as some may assert. Neither the XRP ledger nor Bitcoin were initially decentralized. However, both have now achieved complete decentralization. Now, let's pose the actual query. What distinguishes the origins of Bitcoin from those of other protocols? They all begin concentrated and take a similar route. A community gathers together, develops the code. These networks inherently develop into decentralized systems as more users join over time. That's the main point. So why do we still maintain that the history of Bitcoin makes it unique? In actuality, the technology isn't the main difference here. It's because Satoshi Nakamoto disappeared, leaving a sense of mystery that continues to enthrall us. Does that, however, truly make Bitcoin so special? Let's put aside my personal opinion for the time being. The thing is this: the creation of the XRP ledger would remain unchanged even if we were aware of Satoshi's identity. To be honest, it's sort of comical how some people behave as though the Bitcoin network's establishment is somehow justified by Satoshi's mystery. Not at all. Spoiler alert. However, this is a larger discussion that truly energizes people. The tokens distribution, things get complicated at that point. It doesn't really matter how